God.
Right, Yum, flip thyself in the registry. Yeah, so you do that. I imagine. Registry.
Ban yam, ban yes.
Ban yam, ban yasha Allah.
And you do Barak.
Barak.
No, you don't say Barak. So then you salute us. So you say, Bashimi or Shabrak of Fam.
Yo, Bashimi or Shabrak of Thumb.
Ya Bashimi or Shabrak of Thumb.
No, just in the middle, so you stay there. Again, Shamgar. Right, so you take this with your right hand, you turn and face the front, and you put this one to your chest, you say La Yasha Allah, then you drink.
Allah.
No, Yasha Allah.
And you turn back to me. You back the cup. Horn again. Turn facing me. You put this on your shoulder.
Right shoulder.
All right, rise and face the east.
And the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabashamayim, Kadash, Ayah, Shabka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Haba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ratazah, Kawak, Ayah, Bashamayim, Lathulino, Lakam, Kam, Yawam, Wasalakano, Awafno, Wasalakano, Awafino, Wala'ah, Whether side was above, I was showing out. My young, right, Kayak, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Wafapara, I will love you. In the God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Kingdom come, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. And we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakak, which is the power. Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Baruch Yeshua, Lathulino, Hakak, La'apa'ah, Kal Makalah, Kal Madawa, Hakak, Lataham, Amatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakrim, Hamathiam, Hakak, Arakawa, Atama Allah, Garashad, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Walla, Amen. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power. Power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, how to cleanse the lepers, how to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. And the blessings. Yahweh, Yahushai, Wamayaka Allah, Tazaba Ya'ah, Allah Wap Yahanu, Allah Wap Yah, Asa Ranyam, Asa Yanyam, Aka Yayam, Wa Akwafiyam, Hashem Yahushai, Amen. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding general, the generals, captains, officers, troopers, and assistants. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. 121. Asha Ayanya, Al Hahayam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Aisha, Shamayim, Yaratazah, Al Yatan, Lama what? Yagalka, Al Yanawab, Shamaka, Anala Yanawab, Wala Yashab, Shamar, Yahweh, Shamaka, Tazalka, Al Yamyaka, Yawamaka, Where up? That's a mark. All right. That's a mark. Yahweh. That's a mark to Oscar. I will love. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence comes my help? The help coming from Yahweh. Made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. All evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Sakarash, Al-Sasakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Wabayaka, Al-Hamiyawad, Ra'ash, Al-Aibaka, Al-Iramwa, Al-Sawada, the Aitazawak, Al-Tasapa Wadaka, Al-Mawa, Al-Kawa, Al-Kakadu, Al-Kawya, that's a car. Sham Yasha Allah. I will die. Yeah. There were icons of one. Labah. Yakadwa. Al Yakar. Bariyah. Yakarafwa. Al Hayah. Al Dawam. Waya Shaba Aliyah. Bawa Abu. Harium. Khan. That's an Ira. Basawa Pafka. Balaham. Bala'ah. Anyaham. Balawan. With a Basqua. Car. Yahweh. Basqua. We are Balawa. Ida. We are Kapawa. We are Abadwa. We are the Iwa. We are Athar. Shankar. Yahweh. The Batka. Al Yawan. Keep that silence. Oh, Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. Oh, Yahweh. Alone. Thine enemies. They that hate me. up the head.
I've lifted up the head.
I've taken crafty counsel against thy people. I've consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
In the name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
Maybe no more.
Maybe no more.
Remember it.
Remember it.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
One consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against
They are confederate against
the tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabor, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, with the inhabitants, Tyre, I shall also join with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, and the brook of they became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as a flower, and as Abunah. You said, let us take to ourselves houses of the earth, in possession, oh my God, make them like a wheel, and the storm before the wind, and the fire burning for wood, and as the flame, and as the mountains of fire. Don't persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Show their faces betrayed, they may see thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded, troubled, forever. Yea, let them be shaken, that men may know that thou, whose name alone, is Yahweh, the Most High, over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evil. And curses. And punishment. And destruction. The heathen. Speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evil. And curses. And punishment. And destruction. I shake loose the root of Israel. I refuse to give to the force their riches into thy sanctuary. Send evil and punishment and destruction and the Edomites and the nation and their drug use, forces, businesses, blood burial, all the governments of our enemies. Amalek to the government armies, Roman Catholic Church, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Aryan nation, skinhead, gay movement, lesbian movement, fires, weapons of witchcraft, that's a space program, army, navy, air force, marine, force, all on the internet, and the airways, the radio, the spirit, many of thy people that seek and brings destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, broadcast to us, let loose all the plagues, go through the earth, and consume them. Let the blaze shake the house, and the murderer, lay your house down. Michael, Gabriel, come down, fire sources, all the evil, come against us, as we speak thy words, what we know, that is the angels that have done it, to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world, shake thy coming, thank you, always, so be it.
With that, you shove him. We're going to read, let me see where it was. I believe it was in Genesis 7th chapter. Oh, let me see. Actually, Genesis 8, so we're going to read Genesis 8 and so Shamgar, read it for the brother in the Hebrew. If you don't, yeah. He's going to read in the Hebrew, and then read some verses in English. So reading chapter 8. Okay, just type in the chat and we'll get to them. So Genesis 8 is about
verse 1. Wall ya the bar. Second. Wall ya the bar what? Ha the young. Ayo. Ha rataza. Kamashim. Wa ma'af. Wa yawam. Wa Sakar. Alahayim.
Is in
Alahayim. Af. Not. Wa af. Kakao. Hakar. Hakaya. Wa af. Cow. Ha. Mahama. Ashar. Asawa. Basala. Wa Ibar. Alahayim. Rawak. Ayin. Ha'aratata. Wa Yashakawa. Hamayam. Wa Yasakar. Ayin. Salakia. Awam. Wa Rabaf. Shamayim. Wa Yakala. Yakala La'a. Ha Gasham. Man. Ha Shamayim. Wa Yashakawa. Yashabawa. Ha Mayam. Ayin. Ha Aratata. Ha Lawan. Lawak. Wa Shawam. Wa Yaka Sawawa. Ha Yam. Makwataza. Kam Asham. Ashayam. Wa Ma'af. Yawam. Wa Fana. Ha Fana. Say again. Ha Fama. Come forward. Bakadash. Ha Shabaya. Ba Shabai. Shabai Aishara. Shabai Aishara. Why Yawam. Kadash Isle. Ka Ha Rarak. Waha Yam. Ha Yawa. Ha Lawak. Waka Sarah. Ha Rawak. Waha Yam. Ha Yawa. Ha Lawak. Waka Sarah. I Hakadash. Ha I Shayarawa. Aish Shaya Aisha Roya Wa Akad Laka Ra'awa Ra'ashya Haha Yam Wa Yahaya Wa Fataza
I am Yawam, Wa Yapa, Yapasaka, Wa Yapasa, Na, Kalawan, Wa Sabah, Asha, Aisha, Wa Yashalak, of Ira, Wa Yataza'a, Yataza'a, Asha, Wa Yapasha, Hamayam, Ma'ail, Ma'aila, it's a 7, man.
The brother read Genesis 8:1 down to 7. Yes.
Genesis chapter 8 and verse 1. And God remembered Noah.
God remembered Noah. Why? Because Noah was a righteous man. So that's not why God remembered him.
Right.
So God will remember you in the day of his destruction if you're a righteous man. The same way God remembered Noah and not to drown him with everybody else. It's the same way God will remember you in that day. He will remember you by what? Giving you a place in them chariots, man.
Right.
And giving you a place in that kingdom of heaven. He'll remember you in that day. Like, anyway, if you're looking for people, and he'll remember you, like, yeah, this man had some good work. You want to be one of those people that he remembers. If he don't remember you, obviously you're just going to be those people that's not invited into this art, man. You're going to be the people that's not invited to. You're not going to be invited into the kingdom of the Lord. You're going to be destroyed with the people that is outside of that.
And every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark.
All the cattle that was with him in the ark, every living thing. Now everything outside the ark died. So don't let these conspiracy theorists lie to you and tell you that some demon held onto the ark. To tell you that a fallen angel held onto the bottom of the ark and he survived and he hid in a cave and he's going to come out of this cave in the last day. All of that is a movie.
Right.
All of that is a movie which makes no sense. This Jehovah's Witness story had nothing to do with angels. It had to do with men, sons of God, having sex with common people who do not speak have sex with men,
Right.
having sex with people who is outside of their race. That's what Genesis 6 was about. It had nothing to do with angels coming down from heaven and liking women. It had nothing to do with that, man.
And God made the wind to pass over the earth.
And God made the wind to pass over the earth. This is when he's about to stop the water.
And the waters surged.
And now that means the water is basically stopped and decreased and whatnot. Go ahead.
Right.
Well, like the waters were held back and so forth because it was flooding for all these days. And then now, obviously, there comes a time where everything's dead. Whatnot. Like what happens with every other flood. Over time, the water disappears after the last flooding.
The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were.
The depths and the windows of heaven. And now that's where the rain comes from. The windows, man. Those are, and if you close the window, nothing can come in or out, man. Now when that window is open, what happens? The rain was coming down. The Lord caused it to rain on the earth. The Lord caused it to rain and flood. The only thing that you could see at that time was this ark. This ark was the only thing floating on all that water, man. Everything else is under the water. Yeah, go ahead.
And the rain from heaven was restrained.
And the rain was stopped.
And the waters returned from off the earth continually.
And the water started to return off the earth. Well, this is the end of the flood. Go ahead.
And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated.
Which means the waters were stopped or held back, shall I say. Go ahead.
And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat.
And it says the ark rested upon the mountains of Ararat, and that's the mountain in Turkey. And when they do research on the ark, they find loads of the ark relics in Turkey. They find loads of the ark stuff in Turkey, which lets you know Noah's Ark was a true story.
Yeah.
Even atheists can't deny the facts that they find all these things surrounding the ark in these places, the measurements, the whole lot. And it was found on Mount Ararat, which was written in the Bible years ago.
That's the luck if I could as well. Like every kingdom around the world has a flood story as well.
Right.
China, all over the east, they all have a story. They have the different names and the different languages, They all have that same story because that happened all throughout the earth.
Right. And they all have that same story, but they tell it a little different. And the reason they all have the same story is why? Because Shem, Ham, and Japheth was on the ark.
Right.
So what do you think Japheth then done when he moved away with his family? Told the world was on this ark, and then this happened. What do you think Ham done when he was with his family? Told the world was on this ark, and it went like this. What do you think Shem did when he had his family? Told the world was on this ark, and it went like this. Which further lets you know the Bible's true, man. Because every nation has a flood story. Why? Because the whole earth, all the people nations on the earth today, so that's what they all know things. Nevertheless, it's the same story. And there's that flood. No, African God didn't cause that flood. No, prophetic God didn't cause that flood.
Right.
It was our God, the God of Texas, and some Native American Indians, man, that caused that flood. And our God is still working wonders in the earth today, man. Our God sends the pestilence and all of these things. These other nations ain't got a God so great that can do that, man. They all worship idols. What you'll find is every nation's God is an idol. Africans have gods with human bodies and Chinese have gods of and dragons and those things. Nations have it. Every year is the year of the dog. What year is it now? The year of the dog and the year of the dragon. I've never understood how Chinese culture so much. Chinese culture is garbage. Down to the man. Extreme rolls. What's an extreme roll? Right next to what you go ahead. Extreme roll. After you eat extreme roll and spring rolls are kind of good. I retract spring rolls are kind of good. Eating cat and dog. Why? Because they don't have no those, man, and their God's not real, so they eat what they see. Chinese man, listen, I'm telling you, before Chinese people had TVs and the internet, if you went to them and gave them the phone to make a phone call, they'll put it in their mouth, man. Anything you bring to present to a Chinese person goes in their mouth, man. Listen, they won't even put their hands in the phone, they accept it with their mouth, man. Everything goes in their mouth. So go ahead.
Verse 5. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month.
And then the waters decreased continually until the 10th month.
In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were tops of the mountain seen.
Now, as the water is going down, now the farmer can see the tops of the mountains, which lets you know how high this flood water must have been. Because only now, after some of the water's gone down, to see the tops of the mountains. So if you went and hit it on that highest mountain, you still would have died from that flood, man. I don't care if you're on Mount Olympus or wherever, you still would have died from the flood. Now it's saying, at the time, the tops of the mountains were seen. That's not
No, sir.
Yeah, just
And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. And he sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth.
And he sent the raven every time out to see Ireland. Is the water gone from the earth? If the raven comes back, that means the water hasn't come from the earth. If the raven don't come back, all right, then this raven comes from dry land, found a bush or a stick or whatever, and it's, you get me? It's done that. Every time the raven comes back, all right, then go ahead. No, I was going to say. I imagine. All your other present thyself in the registry. You're struggling, which means to seek. It's what I need is the water. So, can you read this?
Wa Yashalak. Yawana. Ma'a Wa. La Awa. Ha Kolawa. Ha Mayam. Ai. Ya. Ha Ha Dama. Ha Dama. Wala Mataza. Mataza. Ha Yawana. Ma no what? Laka Paragala, Wa Kashab, Allah Yatizawa, Al, Ba, Kaya, Mayam, I, Panya, Tab, Arakaza, Wa Yashalak, Yadawa, Wa Yakwak, Yakwa, Wa Yaba'a, Afa, Allah Yawa, Al, Hafaba, Yakwa, I one, Shabbat, Yum, Af, Wayam, Wa, Sa, Shalak, Af, Hayawana, Man, Ha, Haba, Wa, Faba'a, Allah Yawa, Ha, Yahawana, La Daba, Wahana, I run, Wahana, I la, Zayas, Tarak, Bapaya, Wa Yadai, Na, Kaya, Kuala yo, Kuala Hamayam, Ma'ayin, Ha'arataza, Rayayak, La, Rayayak, How, I want, the wife, Yamayam, Ah, Rayam, Wa, Yashalak, Ah, Hi, Yawana, Wala, Yasapa, Shawab, Allah, Allah, Ya, I want, Ya, Ya, Kas, Wa, Shisha, Ma'awa, Shana, Ba, Ra'ash, one, Ba, Akad, Lakadash, Lakadash, Kar, Rabawa, Hamayam, Ma'ayil, Ha'arakaza, Wa Yasar, Nak, Af, Makasa, Ha, Sabah, Wa Ya Ra'a, Wa Ha Na, Ha Rabwa, Kanya, Ha Ha Adab, Ha Adama. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's number 7.
All right, we're gonna read. Sorry, what's 13? We'll say that, M.
Wa Bakadash, Ha Shanya, Wa Shabai, Wa Shabai, Wa Aish, Rayam, Yawam, La Kadash, Ya Basha, Ha'arataza.
The brother, verses 8 to what verses are we reading to? About 40.
But
Yeah, verse 40.
14. Book of Genesis, chapter 8, verse 8. Also, he sent forth a dove from him
So he sent a dove, right?
to see if the waters were abated
To see if the waters were stopped. Right?
from off the face of the ground. Verse 9. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her feet.
Meaning doves like the branches and stuff, they found none of that. The water was not still on the earth, so there's nowhere stuff to stop it. Except the ark, so the dove slipped back. Go ahead. It shows that Lord that couldn't come out the ark. Go ahead.
And she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark. Verse 10. And he stayed yet over 7 days. And again he sent forth the dove out of the ark.
The number 17 sent forth the dove. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was the olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from the earth.
Besides with them, not enough water is stopped. So he's sending out these birds, and these birds come back. Then I'm asking, how did these birds come back? Now, there's water all over the earth, and this is the only place where you can eat this one. And even if the birds called homing pigeons, where pigeons know they're homing, you keep a pigeon in the house long enough, and then when you let that pigeon out, you leave that pigeon in the house long enough. Hey, just bear with me 1 second, we're just getting some time. That's the reason. Go ahead. So it's looking at the homing pigeons, and what you do with these pigeons, you keep them in the cage, you know they're home. So when you do leave the house, you take the pigeon on your journey with you, and then you look to this pigeon, and wherever this pigeon goes, back to the house, they know that it's always at. So this pigeon will go back home to bring messages to your wife or whoever's at home, and that's why they call it a homing pigeon. So these people knew these things back then. So like, you go ahead.
And he stayed yet over 7 days and sent forth the dove,
Stayed another 7 days and sent forth.
which returned not again unto him anymore.
We try not to mean this dog found rest for its feet, man. The water is gone. This one's gone by its feet is not quiet.
Verse 13. And it came to pass in the 600th and the first year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the water were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry.
And now all the water's gone. So the Lord can flood the earth and dry the earth, man. The Lord can do what he wants. The Lord can kill you with a flood. The Lord can send bed bugs to your house and all these pestilence. The Lord can do what he wants. And here the earth was now dry, and Noah was what? Ruling the earth, man. Noah was over the earth. He had his wife, he had his sons, and everybody was dead. All of Noah's friends, man, died on the other side of the flood. Imagine one day you with all your friends, and then the next day they're all dead. They all drowned. It was rough, man. For Noah, this must have been bittersweet. I'm alive, but everybody else is dead. That I knew that was rolling with. Listen, man. How about you? How about if they all served the Lord, they all could have lived and been on that ark, man. Right. Could have had parties on that ark, the whole lot, man. Could have been. But now he's on the ark, probably sad because all his friends is dead, his family and whatnot. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And in the second month, on the 7th and the 20th day of the month was the earth dried. Verse 15. You say? Just the 14. Okay. So.
What time is it on the laptop?
It's 11:22.
What's the actual time? How long have we been on this? Yeah, we got time for Mama. Imagine. Go ahead. Say that again. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, you can call it. You can call it. We're up on the time.
Well, Israel, imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat, Yad Matah, dismiss.